Hey everyone, you haven't really seen my face that much anymore, so now I'm going to be talking about all 156 episodes of the classic show The Twilight Zone from 1959 to 1964. And the first episode is called Where Is Everybody? And that's what I'm going to be going through right now. So without further ado, it features Earl Holyman. I don't know how to say his name before. It was made on October 2nd, 1959. Very first one. Season 1, episode 1. Okay, let's get into it. A man named Mike Ferris, apparently, finds himself in a small town that's just empty. There's no one, and at first he's walking down a dirt road, and that's when he comes into this town. And it actually is the same town that was shot for Back to the Future in 1985. And what happens is, I don't know what's going on with my camera, but what happens is, there's nobody there, and at first he sees a truck, and there's a woman inside, but when he gets closer, he accidentally knocks her out, and he's talking to her as he's coming towards her, hey, I hope you don't think I'm nuts, but I don't know who I am, since he doesn't actually know who he is anymore, for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to get into it, since that's, I think, the spoiler. But what happens is, he gets closer to the truck, and he accidentally opens the door, and he knocks her down, and then he realizes she's a mannequin, and he gets kind of upset. So, and also the sign on the door of the truck is some kind of logo of a mannequin delivering company, I guess. What happens then is he finds a diner, and he makes himself a cup of coffee, and he has some money on him, so he goes and he's hey, you got a paying customer here. Why isn't there anybody showing up? So he just makes himself a cup of coffee, and he sits down, and then he starts talking to himself in the mirror after he's done the coffee, and he made some ice cream. He's talking to himself in the mirror, and that's when he realizes, actually, that he doesn't know who he is. But then he starts to remember he sees some photos or something, and he starts to remember who he is. What happens then is he goes into a movie theater, and there's nobody there, but out of nowhere, what happens is, the projector on the movie thing, starts running, and he thinks somebody's there behind, and when he goes to see, there's nobody there. So then he's kind of upset, and what he does then is, I think he wants to electrocute himself. As he's talking, he's saying, that's when we find out his name is Mike Ferris, and we actually find out the big twist. So here's what the spoiler is. He's actually an astronaut that has been in isolation, and he's been getting ready to go to the moon. And it was all just an illusion of this empty town, where, because, he hadn't seen anybody for, I don't know, 11 months maybe a year. So when he's finally released, he thinks that the entire world, this entire town that he found himself in, is, empty, since, due to, the stress he had. So then they come out after he's on the ground, and they're carrying him away, and he's not dead, he's just, kind of, a bit, knocked out. And he sees, the moon up in the sky, and, he says to it, he's, talking to it, he's next time, I'm gonna be with you, but, don't expect me to, I forgot what he says, but, and that's how it ends. And I'm happy that, the first character of the Twilight Zone is, alive, because that would be, kind of weird if the first character in the Twilight Zone died. That's just kind of weird. But this episode really is a classic. I really like the classic, feeling of it, because it's, very classic, a man finds himself in a, empty town. But anyway, that's about it. Again, it features Earl Holman. I forgot the other actors who played, the crew, the doctor or something. I'm just kidding, no doctor. But anyway, that's about it. I'll see you when I explain the next Twilight episode, One for the Angels.